has to bring a demon into being, has to create a figure which is different, dramatically different from the figure of a deity, a god, a deva. An asur has to be immediately distinguishable in the eyes of the painter from devas. I'm sure when you hear that there's going to be a lecture on Indian paintings, I mean, you start imagining that there are, beautiful women languishing on marble surfaces and so on, for both lissom young nayakas, going through the forest at the night to meet their lovers and so on and so forth. Krishna and Radha here, there and so on by the bank of the Yamuna in the Vrindavan gardens and so on and so forth. And here I am starting with an image of total carnage, total disaster. There are countless figures lying dead, dying, limbs which are asunder, are scattered on the ground. Blood is flowing by quantities unimaginable on this particular thing. This is one of the scenes from the battle between the gods and the demons. So, you will forgive me for not showing you beautiful young women. You will forgive me for not leading you to the banks of the Yamuna. But we are in a serious business of survival here. King Bali, who has conquered the rest of the universe, and his forces, he himself does not look like a demon at all. We'll see him in a short while from now. But as you can see, the gods are towards the right, wearing crowns, and the demons are coming in large numbers from the left, shooting arrows, wielding javelins, and the gods are fleeing. The text at the very top says, it's a label, it's a caption, says that the gods started fleeing out of the heavens because the demons had taken the heavens over. Devte nase, says in Punjabi or Pahadi or something like that, and so on. So this is what happens. And this is when the gods must have gone to Brahma or whatever and so on. This is a quintessential demon, not of Indian origin. I'm sorry. But a painting by Siya Qalam, probably Mongolian, we don't know. But this is a fearful presence, as you can see. And this becomes a kind of generic image for a demon. Horns, a long bushy tail, bird toes, fangs coming out of the mouth, dark of complexion, fearful eyes which have eyelids which can be shut like this and so on, as if it is a kind of mechanical thing, and you can open them and so on and so forth. Scaly skin. So, I don't want you to look at it for too long because you might have nightmares after this and so on. But this is the quintessential demon in the mind of the Central Asians. From the Hamzanama, another demon. Mughal painting. Now this demon again doesn't have a dark skin. The skin is not that scaly. Skin is a kind of filled with long hair and so on and so forth. But a hero is being carried by this particular demon in a different direction. So slowly we start recognizing what a demon as envisaged by the painters is. Has the same limbs as human beings or the gods, but the change in the expression, in the scale, in the skin, in the eyes, horns. Again from the Hamzanama, an extraordinary painting, Mughal, late 15th, 16th century. A dragon belonging to the category of demons, so to speak. A hero sort of throws a naphtha ball at him and then he breaks out into fire. Unimaginable. I mean, the energy that the painter must have summoned to himself to create a fearful, threatening, challenging, terrorizing creature like this. This demon has a snout, longer snout than most demons have. The feet are not bird feet, but these are all Mughal paintings or some details from them that we are showing. And that now is the divine Kapil. Kapil Muni and his wife. And these are 18 demons born out of her womb. 18. Sardars they are called. And now we begin to recognize what demons ordinarily in paintings born of this particular soil would look like. Again there are horns. Again there are these sort of animals like snouts. Again there are bird toes. Again there are tails and so on. But this whole assembly of people, the father and the mother are in the chamber at left. And this is what the 18 Sardars are. Painting by the painter Manuku, drawing 1740 or so. I mean, the mother looks perfectly innocent, and yet she has given birth to these 18 Sardars, one demon after another, that we have seen. Now you see them from a little closer. The inventiveness of the artist, a generic sort of a kind of thing, horns, scaly skin, tails, bird toes and so on are all there, but the faces that are constantly being changed. One beast, one animal or the other is being invoked or evoked and so on. But none of them looks very friendly. These are the Apsaras, born of the wife of Kapil, called Muni. And they have divine wings, Apsaras. So the point that we are making is simply this, and the point I have made already, I'm repeating it, that there is a connection from the very beginning between gods and demons. Born of the same seed, Sahodara. This lady, the text says, was pregnant and remained pregnant for 100 years before she gave birth to the twin demons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. 100-year pregnancy. And you can see what must have been happening inside of her. Two of the greatest demons known in the history of Indian mythology, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, are born of her womb. This is one of them, Hiranyaksha. And he has easy access to Narada, the Brahma Rishi, the Deva Rishi. He seeks advice as if it's gone to a friend. What shall I do? What are the powers that you can bestow upon me or the gods can bestow upon me? By this bank of the river or edge of the ocean, the two are in serious conversation. Narada and Hiranyaksha. This demon, Hiranyaksha, we will see again and again in paintings which I'll share with you. Brother of Hiranyakashipu, uterine brother. And now let us register upon our minds the outline, the configuration of this particular demon, Hiranyaksha. Horns, scaly skin, long bushy tail, bird toes as feet, long threatening nails, like that. And of course, the head of a beast. The interesting thing is, the demons very often go to gods and ask for a vara. Confer upon me this boon. This is Hiranyakashipu, having done penance over years and years and bending at the feet of Brahma. Give me a vara, give me a boon that I will be invincible. Is Brahma not aware that what is lying ahead of us, of the mankind or the people? But Brahma's goodness of his heart, clean-hearted, conveys to him, you shall not be killed, either in the morning or in the night. You will not be killed either on ground or in the air. You know the thing, we know the story of Prahalada. So, this Hiranyakashipu, that is brother of Hiranyaksha, has seeking the blessings of Brahma. And Brahma holds his Varada hand like this and says, Tathastu, this is the way it will be. So are the gods naive? Are the gods innocent, so innocent that they cannot see that he could not possibly have... Raman, for instance, he does tapas for years and years and so on, and the moment he receives it, he begins to shake the Mount Kailash. Yeah? So the gods, why are the gods granting them these varas, even if they are permanent enemies, so to speak, durable enemies, long-lasting enemies, year after year, eon after eon, and so on and so forth? We don't know, I don't have the answers. But the point remains that there is a reasonably easy connection between gods and demons. And the demons are very quick to exploit, very quick, very, very quick to exploit the generosity, the clean-heartedness, the, simplicity, so to speak, that comes from sattva. And this is, you see, again and again. But Brahma, after having given blessings, is now fleeing because they follow him. Ungrateful, obviously, the demons, bhutas, pishachas, as you can see for yourselves. And Brahma is really, in a hurry to get away. But just look at the inventiveness of the painter. Just see that group of 8 demons at left. How brilliantly, absolute, sheer brilliance. The painter keeps changing their stances, the color of their skins, the expressions on their faces. They are among the most inventive demons that you can see almost anywhere. At one point, the demons see Sandhya, the goddess of twilight. They fall in love with her. Now, what young woman in her right mind would even look in their direction? But they are pursuing her relentlessly. And then finally Brahma says to her, come, I'll take you to Vishnu. Right? We'll seek his blessings and he will be the protector. Again, look at the demons at the left. Superbly rendered. It's almost as if the painter has lost interest in the beauty of the young woman, as if Brahma is a deja vu. He has been seen so many times. It is the demons whom I must spend my energy on. Essentially, there's no philosophy I'm talking about. I'm incapable of it. Essentially, I am sharing with you what I see as is happening in the mind of the painter. What are the resources he is drawing upon? What are the powers that he is born with? What are the powers that he is honing and sharpening all the time and so on to create something from the levels of his own mind? I very often, among friends, when we sit down, I said, did Manuku, who created these demons, did he ever sleep? Was he ever able to sleep? Ever creating all these monumental, threatening, horrifying characters? The same conference going on. This dark-skinned couple at the left also gives birth to characters who are absolutely divine looking. And he gives them, this couple gives them in marriage to the gods. So these young women who are seated next to their husbands at right are born of that particular couple at left. When Prithu, after whom Prithvi is named, the first king, so to speak, who runs after the earth cow, Go, and masters her. And in the form of a cow, this is the earth, he captures her and brings her and stations her in his own palace and invites everyone, all creatures, good, bad, indifferent, saints and sinners and so on and so forth. Come, take from her what you can, what your wont is, what your powers are like. The demons milk her and get from it evil, sometimes poison. Now these demons you can recognize, or they are the demons of Manuku, the painter that I've been talking about, and Prithu supervises the milking of the earth cow. Unknown in the rest of Indian painting, this series of paintings that I'm sharing with you. Now these demons, just look at the expressions on the two demons standing at right. Some puzzlement, some anger, some inborn hatred of things. The gods perform great sacrifices in order to rid themselves of the demons who are attacking them all the time. It's a great, great drawing. As you can see, and one day when Bali is ruling the heavens, the gods are beginning to win. And when Bali releases his Maya, he lifts the veil from ordinary appearances, and creatures of all kinds descend from the heavens on high, piercing the veil of clouds and so on, and descending in this fashion. That is the Maya of Bali, who is the king of demons. He is a pure man, Bali himself. He is a person who has, in a certain sense, no evil designs, but, power, control, as always, is the issue. So he controls the heavens, expels the gods from the Swargaloka, establishes his own domain in this manner. The gods are to the left. Brahaspati, the teacher, the guru of the gods, at the extreme left, as you see, head downcast, because his pupils, his followers, the gods, are unable to meet the challenge of the demons who come like this from the skies. Snakes and boars and cheetahs. You might imagine, you might think, and you might be right, that I'm showing you a miscellany of images, not necessarily one leading to the other. I'm not building up a narrative. That's not my intent. But just to, in a certain sense, to establish what the range of the thinking of the Indian painter is, I'm sharing this. There is some method in my madness. We'll come to that a little later. But this is one of those great occasions when the churning of the ocean takes place. Samudra Manthana. The gods are clever in this case. Very clever. Because, the Samudra has to be churned. So the Mandarachal Parvat becomes the churning rod. And the rassi, the rope with which you do this, is the great Vasuki, the Naga. And the gods say, we will hold the tail end and you hold the head end. And the demons fall into that trap towards the left, because from the head will emerge noxious vapors which keep weakening the demons and so on. Anyway, whatever they do, the churning takes place and Ratnas come out of the depths of the ocean, and you see the Ratnas spread across the entire page. The great Uchchaishrava horse, Dhanvantri, the Vaidya, the god, the Lakshmi, and so on. Vishnu himself keeps the thing steady by sitting on the top of this and so on, like this. Airavat, the elephant towards the top right, and so on. And all kinds of things. Nectar will come out of it, so will poison. Together, Vish and Amrit will emerge from the depths of the ocean, and then these Ratnas will have to be distributed among the gods and the demons together. What happens is, of course, a clever game for a change that the gods play, and that we shall see. But Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, churning. Incidentally, those of you who are in the study of art, and I've met a few people who are either teaching or studying, I've often been asked, when all the gods are shown in profile, why is Shiva always shown in 2/3? And the answer is simple. An art historical question to be answered this fashion: Shiva has a third eye. And if he was only in profile, the third eye will not be recognizable. So it has to be shown, and so the head is turned in 2/3.